The objectives of this chapter are haircutting theory and haircutting procedures. Whatever the style or cut, haircutting can be defined as the artistic carving or removing of hair lengths with shears, taper shears, razors, and/or clippers to create various forms and shapes. In haircutting, form is a three-dimensional representation of shape. It has length, width, and depth. All shapes and forms can be defined with points, lines, and sometimes angles. Lines can be vertical, horizontal, diagonal, and curved. Diagonal lines can be diagonal back, a line that slants away from the face, or diagonal forward, a line that slants toward the face. Curved lines can be concave or convex. Concave lines curve inward, like the inside of a sphere, while convex lines curve outward, like the outside of a sphere. Angles are formed at the point where two lines intersect. The most common angles in haircutting are 90 degrees and 45 degrees. The structure of a hairstyle refers to the arrangement of lengths around the curves of the head. There are two ways to analyze a haircut: natural fall and normal projection. Natural fall describes the hair as the lengths lay or fall naturally over the curve of the head, using parts of the anatomy to describe where the lengths fall. With normal projection, the hair is viewed abstractly, as if it were sticking out from the various curves of the head. Texture is created through hair cutting. When the ends of the hair are not visible, the hair's surface appears smooth. We call this texture unactivated. When the ends of the hair are visible, a rough or activated texture results. As mentioned earlier, basic haircuts are identified according to their length arrangement or structure. They can also be identified by their shape. The haircut seen here is a solid form, which is also known as a one-length cut or bob. Its structure is made up of shorter exterior lengths progressing to longer interior lengths. Its shape is rectangular or oval, and its texture is unactivated. The graduated form, which is also known as a wedge, has shorter exterior lengths that gradually progress to longer interior lengths. Its shape is triangular, and its texture is unactivated and activated. The increase layered form, which is also known as a shag or 180-degree angle cut, has shorter interior lengths progressing to longer exterior lengths. Its shape is oval and its texture is activated. A uniformly layered form, which is also known as a layered cut, has the same length arrangement throughout. Its shape is circular and its texture is activated. A combination form consists of two or more forms in any combination. Gradation consists of very short exterior lengths that gradually progress to longer interior lengths. It is similar to the graduated form, except it is shorter. For more information on the basic haircuts, refer to your textbook. Haircutting essentials are the tools, products, and equipment that are necessary for your success. The tools you'll use in haircutting are shears, razors, clippers, and combs. Shears come in many different styles and lengths. In general, the shorter shears are used for more precision or detailed cutting. Quality shears are a significant investment, but well worth it. Keep them sharp and never cut anything with them but hair. To properly hold a pair of shears, begin by resting the shears in your palm. Then, insert your ring finger into the finger grip and your thumb into the thumb grip. Rest your remaining fingers on top of the shears and your little finger on the finger brace. Then, practice opening and closing the shears with your thumb. Remove your thumb and palm the shears. This allows you to place a comb between the thumb and index finger of your cutting hand in order to comb the hair. Transfer the comb to the opposite hand and repeat the sequence. There are 4 basic cutting positions. Their use depends on the area of the head on which you are working, the desired results, and your comfort. In this position, the palm of the hand points downward. It is commonly used for cutting solid form lengths. In this position, the palm of your hand points upward. It's most often used to cut along diagonal lines. For cutting graduated lengths, the hair is held away from the head. Position the palm of your cutting hand so that it faces the palm of your other hand. In most cutting positions, you will cut under your fingers like in the previous examples. But when lifting the lengths on top of the head, you will need to cut the hair along the top of your fingers. Another popular tool is the taper or thinning shears, which have many of the same features as regular shears, except for one notched blade. They are used for creating shorter lengths within the form or on the ends of the hair to reduce bulk and create mobility. Taper shears are available with notches spaced 1/8, 1/16, and 1/32 inches apart. Keep in mind that the closer the teeth, the more hair is removed. Channeling shears have wider notches that produce dramatic, chunky effects. Razors are another common hair cutting tool. They come in variations designed for different styles of cutting and levels of comfort. The razor consists of a blade and usually a guard for protection. The shank is used to hold the razor, while the handle, which is sometimes foldable, is used to rest your fingers. The tang is used to rest the little finger. To properly hold a foldable razor, the handle is generally positioned straight out while cutting. Position your thumb at the bottom of the shank and position the rest of your fingers on top of the shank. When cutting in tight areas such as around the perimeter hairline, you may wish to rest your little finger on the tang. One way to hold a non-foldable razor is to position your thumb in the thumb groove and your remaining fingers on top of the razor. This hand position is good for texturizing techniques along a section of hair. Or, as an alternative and for greater flexibility, position your index finger on top of the razor while holding the razor with your thumb and remaining fingers. To replace the razor blade, start with a cutting edge facing upward. Tightly grasp the razor handle and shank, then slide the guard out. Push the blade outward using the shank with the razor blade positioned between the teeth of the guard. Carefully remove the blade with your thumb and index finger. Remove the protective strip from the new blade. Align the blade with a blade slot, then insert it until it is secure. Lock the teeth of the guard into the blade and push the blade into the full slot position. Then, position the guard over the blade. Some razors come with a blade dispenser that allows you to slide the new blade on once the old one has been removed. Follow important safety tips, such as discarding old razor blades in a puncture-proof container. Electric clippers, another hair cutting tool, can be used to cut the entire head, but are generally used for creating specific effects in certain areas of the head. Electric clipper attachments, called guards, enable you to consistently cut the hair the same length as the size of the guard. There are many ways you can hold the clippers depending on your level of comfort and the area of the head you are working in. One way is to position your palm underneath the clippers with your thumb on top. Or you may wish to hold the clippers with two hands with both thumbs on top as you cut in an upward direction. In hair cutting fundamentals, you will learn the sequence of hair cutting techniques that are used for any haircut. These techniques are sectioning, head position, parting, distribution, projection, finger and shear position, and design line. But before you learn the techniques, you will need to be familiar with how the areas of the head are divided. They are the crest area, interior, and exterior. The front and back are divided vertically from ear to ear. This creates the top, sides, crown, back, and nape areas. Looking from above, the front area of the interior is referred to as the fringe. This can be a curved or triangle-shaped section. Every successful haircut begins with sectioning, which is dividing the head into workable areas for the purpose of control. Head position greatly influences final haircutting results. The most common are upright, forward, or tilted to either side. When cutting hair in an upright head position, the most natural, pure result of the line is achieved. When hair is cut in the forward position, the neck is stretched. When the head is returned to an upright position, a slight underbevel effect is achieved. To refine the perimeter hairline, the head is tilted to allow comfort and ease in seeing and cutting in this area. Before cutting, the hair is subdivided in sections to separate, distribute, and control the hair while cutting. These lines are called partings. The most common partings are horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. Distribution is the direction the hair is combed in relation to the parting. There are 4 types of distribution: natural, perpendicular, shifted, and directional. Natural distribution is the direction the hair assumes as it falls naturally from the head. With perpendicular distribution, the hair is combed at a 90-degree angle from its parting. This type of distribution can be used from any line and is primarily used to cut graduated and layered forms. When the hair is combed out of natural distribution in any direction except perpendicular to its parting, it is known as shifted distribution. Shifted distribution can be used when cutting most forms, but not the solid form. It's generally used for exaggerated length increases and blending between different areas of the head. With directional distribution, the hair is distributed vertically or straight up from the head, and horizontally or straight out from the head. Directional distribution results in length increases due to the curve of the head. Projection, which is also known as elevation, is the angle at which the hair is held in relation to the curve of the head prior to cutting. The most common projection angles used are 0 degrees, 45 degrees, and 90 degrees. Angles between 0 degrees and 30 degrees are considered to be low projection, between 30 degrees and 60 degrees, medium projection, and between 60 degrees and 90 degrees, high projection. Natural fall is the natural position hair assumes due to gravity. With 0 degrees, the hair is held flat to the surface of the head with your fingers or a comb while cutting. With 45 degrees, the hair is held in between 0 degrees and 90 degrees while cutting. With 90 degrees, the hair is held straight out from the curve of the head while cutting. There are 2 basic types of finger and shear positions, parallel and non-parallel. With a parallel finger and shear position, the fingers are positioned at an equal distance away from the parting, resulting in the purest reflection of the chosen line. With a non-parallel finger and shear position, the fingers are positioned unequally away from the parting. Non-parallel cutting is generally used to blend between contrasting lengths and to create exaggerated length increases. Design lines are used as the artistic guides while cutting. There are 2 types, stationary and mobile. A stationary design line is a stable guide to where all lengths are directed. This design line is used to cut solid and increase layered forms and to achieve a weight area in graduated forms. A mobile design line is a movable guide that consists of a small amount of previously cut hair used as a length guide to cut subsequent partings. A mobile design line is used to cut graduated, layered, and square forms. Texturizing or thinning involves cutting shorter lengths within the form to reduce bulk and create support, closeness, fullness, mobility, and visual texture in the haircut. A razor, shears, or taper shears are used depending on the desired results. Base texturizing is performed up to 1 inch away from the scalp to create expansion and fullness. This technique removes weight at the base area, allowing the hair to lift away from the head. Mid-strand texturizing is performed between the end of the base area up to 1 inch before the ends to reduce bulk and weight. The shorter lengths support the longer lengths to create fullness or a contoured effect. End texturizing is performed on the ends of the hair. It reduces bulk and weight to allow for mobility. End texturizing also softens the ends and helps blend weight lines. Razor etching is used to reduce weight or remove length by carving into the ends of the hair, moving the razor back and forth. The blade may be positioned at the side of a section, parallel to the fingers, or at the top of a section, perpendicular to the fingers. Razor rotation is performed by rotating the razor and comb along the hair strand to remove weight. This technique is used for blending and creating close-fitting contours. The hair should be damp when performing razor rotation in order to avoid client discomfort. Outlining is a cutting technique used to define the perimeter. Shears, razors, clippers, or trimmers can be used for this technique. The tips of the shears may be used to outline the entire hairline, including the sideburns, ears, and nape. Generally, the tips of the shears are used first to create the outline. Trimmers or a razor are used to cut the hair beyond the outline area. The blade is placed against the skin and the hair is cut section by section. Remember, some local laws prohibit the use of a razor on the skin. Check with your regulating agency's rules. Special grooming for men includes trimming eyebrows, ears, nose, and facial hair. A shear over comb technique is used to cut eyebrow hair that has grown too long. Trimmers are used to maintain the shape of the beard or mustache. The haircutting technique chosen must complement a client's natural growth pattern. Attention to fringe and/or nape variations will help to personalize the cut. Here are a few examples. A solid fringe can frame the eyes. A longer fringe can be swept to the side to expose the forehead. A layered fringe area can add texture and fullness. Nape variations can be customized to your client's growth patterns and desired results. Chapter 8, Design Decisions, provides further guidelines. A client's growth patterns, such as a widow's peak, cowlick, and whorl, also have to be considered when choosing cutting techniques. All haircutting services demand special attention to infection control and safety procedures. Your textbook has a complete list of safety precautions to follow before and during a haircutting service. Also, be sure to perform a proper consultation with your client before starting any haircutting service. Your textbook provides a complete outline of all the steps in a successful client consultation.